Sorry, I had an interruption. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. He said the very first sign mentioned as following any believer, not any pastor or any evangelist, is that they shall cast out devils. That means that in my name they shall exercise authority over the devil, because I have delegated my authority over the devil to the church. Remember, Colossians 1:13 says, who hath delivered us from the power of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son. One translation says, the Father hath delivered us from the power of darkness. Again, that's the Greek word power here for authority. The verse should read, the Father hath delivered us from the authority of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son. God already has delivered us from the authority of darkness. Therefore, we've got a right to speak to darkness, that is, Satan and his kingdom, and tell them what to do. Exercising authority over others. Believers have authority over the devil. They can break the power of the devil if he raises his head anywhere in their own life or the lives of their immediate family or loved ones. They have authority there. They'll be free from the enemy because they've got the right to exercise their authority over him. That doesn't mean, however, that they'll go down the street casting the devil out of everyone they meet. It primarily means they will exercise authority over the devil in their own lives. You've got to realize that you've got authority over your own household that you don't have in my household. Spiritual authority is much like natural authority. For example, you don't have authority over my money. You can't tell me what to do with my money unless I give you permission to. You don't have authority over my children. You can make the devil desist in some of his maneuvers in somebody else's life, but you can't always cast him out. But you don't have authority in that household. That's one place we've missed it. The next reference Jesus gave me was James 4:7. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. They understood the subject of this sentence is you. The believer has to have authority over the devil, or the Bible wouldn't tell him to do something about the devil. This scripture doesn't say that the devil will flee from Jesus. It says he'll flee from you. Similarly, you don't pray that Jesus will lay hands on the sick. You do it. Notice, too, that the hands are not in the head. The hands are in the body. Shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Mark 16:18. When you lay hands on the sick, you are exercising authority over the devil. That authority is yours whether you feel like you've got it or not. Authority has nothing to do with feelings, but you must exercise it. After that vision, and after Jesus gave me the verse from James, my spirit told me the word flee was significant. I looked it up in the dictionary and found one of the shades of meanings was to run from, as if in terror. The devil will run from you in terror. Then I knew why the demon in my vision had begun to whimper and cry. He was terrified. Since then, I have seen other demons quake and quiver in fear as I exercised my God-given authority over them. Whoops. Lost my place. Hold on. Because I've done kicked the camera. They were not afraid of me, but of Jesus, whom I represent. In the vision, Jesus gave me another scripture that tells us to do something about the devil. The third reference was from 1 Peter. Peter wrote, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil is because the devil as a roaring lion. What have I messed up here? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Sorry, that just didn't sound right the way that he wrote it out. That's that old-timey writing, y'all. Your adversary means your opponent. This is as far as a lot of people read. They say, oh, the devil's after me. They ask for prayer so the devil won't get them, but the devil's already got them if they talk that way. It's too late to pray then. What are we going to do about him? Roll over and play dead? Hide our head in the sand and hope he'll disappear? No, thank God. Notice what it says as we go on reading. The next verse reads, "Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world." The American Standard Version says, "your faith" instead of "the faith." I like that better. Jesus said to me in this vision, Peter did not write this letter and tell Christians. Now, word has come to me that God's using our beloved brother Paul in casting out devils, and he's sending handkerchiefs or cloths, and the diseases are departing from people, and evil spirits are going out of them. So I would suggest that you write to Paul and get a handkerchief. No, instead of that, he told them to do something about the devil. Why? Because they've got authority over him. The Spirit of God, through the Apostle Peter, wouldn't tell you to do something you couldn't do. The reason you can do it is because every believer has the same authority Paul had in Jesus Christ. Peter didn't tell us that only Paul could cast out devils, or that Paul would resist the devil for us. Why get Paul to do it when you can do it yourself?